Over to you.
Good morning, and here we are on the bus, and everyone's talking about the one topic today. And as we look at that one topic, being the coronavirus, and how people are concerned, how it's going to change everything in the world, Mark, what's your view?
Coronavirus is everywhere in the news, so we couldn't help to talk about the coronavirus today. And Lee, you're very qualified. You're dealing with all of the top real estate agents in the country, all of the principals in the country. You're very exposed to what's happening out there, so you really are on the coalface. Corona, definitely everyone's talking about it. Stockmarket, everyone's talking about it. It's had a very hard time. And property, it's very close to everyone's heart. Everyone's got a lot of affection. So I'm a Northern Beaches local real estate agent, and we're getting exposed to it all at the moment. Where do you reckon it's going to go? Like for property in particular, that's what we do. Where do you think it's actually going to go?
Well, one thing about property is it's homely. People first think about home. What will we do next? We're concerned about shares. We're concerned about this. And I think property is the one thing we're all going to need, which is shelter. So it's why it comes back as one of the greatest and safest investments. And I think we're going to see a great increase back in the marketplace where people feel safe about property in a very uncertain time out there.
Well, you know, it's interesting because what you're saying, I was talking with Steve Carroll today, very influential guy in property as well. Now, we were talking about essential services, so all the guys that have actually that are selling stuff that doesn't go stale, so the like what's that milk, that's the long life milk, or toilet paper, all that sort of stuff, the essential stuff, is actually doing well. Now those guys that are selling essential stuff, they're laughing all the way to the bank, all right? And property's probably an essential stuff, like you just said. Do you know what I mean? So it's stuff that people are actually buying, people are consuming, and I think, the old saying, you run to ground? Like, I think running to ground is actually property.
And it's been interesting. Obviously, we're in Thailand right now as we're on a charity bike ride, and it's amazing how the locals see us different to we see the Asian world, because they're not travelling as much over here as we are travelling right now. But it's an international concern. But when you bring that back local, that's when people and community does stick together, and I think that's where we're going to see a great return to the marketplace. Although we're seeing great things in the marketplace already.
So the way it looks, I think I often look at this virus and I think to myself, look, I've been with friends, I've called it the virus for idiots. I've said, come on, like seriously, let's look at the numbers, how bad can this get? But I think when you look at the numbers and how bad can this get, if people are going to be running for ground or not going to be travelling as much, they're going to be in their homes more, they're going to be enjoying their homes more. So I think it's a really funny world where it sort of cross-pollinates everyone. Everyone sort of does a little, when one person loses money, one person makes money. Next thing you know, there's that cycle, and it's the other way around.
And I think one thing we will see in the world of marketing is what we call the web inspect. So the web inspect. So we're seeing the flip now of people may think, I don't want to be at the open house with 40 people. And
that's a big one.
So that's a big suddenly, if I've just got my digital web book, I can see the photos, the floor plans, I've gone through the video clip, I've got my kitchen style of tools, I've done my full web inspection. I don't need to physically go and see it. I might meet the agent there for one appointment, but I think the open house numbers will drop, the digital numbers will go up, because the web inspect is a preferred method of investigation for property now.
Hang on a sec, this is very interesting. So if over the next 3 to 6 to 9 months there is more on this virus, we are exposed more, there's going to be channels and there's going to be businesses that are going to do really well, and there's going to be channels and businesses that are going to do not well. But digital could potentially do exceptionally well, because the consumption of that information in your house, you don't have to go out on, so looking at properties online, real estate, all those things. I think everyone, guys, if you want to work out how to make money in this emerging and changing crazy world at the moment, I think you've really got to appeal to the necessity of what people actually want.
And information's power. If we look at the index of a house now of keywords, every room, every measurement. People really want a information memorandum on the property so they can make an offer based upon the depth of information versus a few photos, a little bit of nice fluffy words, but I'd still have to go and see it. What if they're not going to go and see it? And Mark, it only happened to me today. I had to call into the office and just make sure everyone's okay. They said, Lee, all good, but 3 conferences have been pulled and they want you to go digital. So I'll be going in via a webinar versus I was to go in and do the big hotels. That won't be happening for those couple of events.
Well, one of the guys I was talking to today, yesterday, was saying that half of his events over the next 12 months have been cancelled. And again, I was talking to Steve Carroll, not different person again, about it. Well, saying I think people are going more for the intimate sort of, 3 to maybe 6 to 18 people in a conference rather than those big, huge conferences that people are used to. Yeah. Because there's so much information these days to consume. You can find the great speakers speaking on YouTube. You don't have to go and sit in front of them.
Yeah, so digital direct, web inspect. When we look at something like this, I think everyone's got to think fast on their feet. You've got to pivot, you've got to be agile. Don't sit and watch this marketplace go by. Get amongst the marketplace and say, I'm sending you 3 links now, click on the link, let me know what you think. You're following up, but you could be doing digital follow-up offer. They may not need to inspect the property depending on the purchaser or the investment and what they're doing, or the first home buyer.
Yeah, right. So taking it from the top, coronavirus, to what are the takeouts from this chat? Coronavirus is here to stay.
And people get very grounded when something's uncertain, and back to property, back to basics comes into that.
So stock markets, the fickle stuff in the stock markets shit itself.
They don't.
So I think, but if you're investing in a stock that's got some really nice substance, like essential services, it's a good stock to be in still, even though, but the people are taking their fickle money and they're running to ground for strong things. Property's doing, the last time the stock market did very badly in 08, the property market did very well in 08.
Well, I think another thing we're going to see straight away from this is sign on glass.
Yep.
I know Damien Cooley's got Auction Now, which is a phenomenal piece of tech that, that auction, which will be streamed, meaning the auctioneer is doing the live auction, but could there be some people there, may not, but that digital on glass, the digital purchase, the buy now function is going to become very popular.
It's going to be big. DocuSign's definitely changed our business, guys. We used to get 50 tenants, 50 lease signings into our office a month. So we had 50 people. Now if there's 50 people coming into our office a month, there would be 2 or 3 people signing the lease. There would be the agent signing the lease. We would have to have, sometimes some of them would be working in the city. Now they're signing on glass. We worked out it was over 400 signatures, guys. 400 signatures we're doing sign on glass per month with DocuSign. That took our business by storm. The amount of time we've saved with that, incredible. But you're right, now it's going to start moving over to purchasing.
Well, we've just seen 3 of the major brands go to the product Sign, which is done by Realtair. And Realtair's an Australian piece of tech purposely for that. But they're now going to be integrating in with Auction Now. You'll have people at these auctions in their car bidding from their phone. They won't want to go into the audience like an international airport of a big crowd.
So the days of going to an auction are numbered pretty quick, you reckon?
I think you're going to see a huge take-up of, look, I do want to buy it, I am interested, but I want to be in my own environment with my own sign on glass, putting my bid forward. Be ready for that now. That's a very fast shift. And I know last year we started to see the change in training coming in. But I can't believe how fast, how aggressive the change was from conference work to digital to webinar, and people wanting that style of, I want it all here, I want that control. The world's become about control. This little screen we're watching now is the new channel of the world that's making communication. And I say that as a final comment to all of you. What's your communications program this year? Is it digital or is it analog? Is it a blend? But even speaking straight down the barrel of the camera, communicating the way we are right now, is how people are going to want to be spoken to. This will be a vendor meeting.
Yeah. Well, that's a take. So thanks for talking, guys. Hopefully we helped you out a little bit. Steve Marachi, how are you? Frank, how are you? But hopefully we helped you out a little bit. And I think, guys, looking ahead, we can't really shit ourselves with this coronavirus. We've just got to work out where it's actually going, the market. What are the essential services that are going to do well and they're going to benefit from stuff like this? We think personally properties does. The stock market traditionally through a GFC didn't do well, like it started coming down. When people get nervous, they pull their money out of the stock market. And when people get nervous, they put their money into property. This is a good time for property.
So final tip, if you are communicating with your community, don't offer them a free appraisal anymore. Offer them a full property assessment, which means for sale, for lease, auction, also any repairs required and what they can do to protect the asset. That is the conversation right now.
And advice like this.
This is the way it works.
One of the best real estate trainers in the country here, LLee Woodward. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And local real estate agent from Northern Beaches here. Hopefully we helped you guys with advice on Corona, stock market and real estate. All in the one
Web
conversation.
Inspect.
And go to Web Inspect. See you guys. Love ya.